But it's good to see the family after a busy weekend here in Tifton. And I do want to remind anyone who's watching our YouTube channel that this is our City Council workshop. Therefore, the only item that we'll be approving is the agenda, and everything else will just be discussed, and then we'll vote on that at our regular meeting, which will be next week. So we're a little off on our schedules. We've got a couple of special called meetings, but we're going to get through the month of December and then celebrate the holidays. But gentlemen, you have the agenda that has been presented to you. So Jessica sends those out in plenty of time for us to review. So I'll ask you, if you will, to take a look, and I'll take a motion concerning that agenda.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you. So I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries. So thank you, MJ. And I forgot to mention, MJ is not here physically, as you can see, and he has called in. So MJ, if at any point in time you can't hear us or whatever, you just holler, and we'll make sure we're including you in everything. Okay. Before we get started, though, I do want to invite Miss Hillary Culpepper to come up to the podium. And Michael Mitchum is on his way, right? He's on his way, Adam? Yes. You said, okay. And so when he comes in, we'll stop and recognize him. That's not Michael, that's Rojo. Hillary, oh my goodness. What a weekend you pulled off in Tifton, Georgia. We are so thankful and so proud of you. Give us some highlights. Tell us of everything that happened. I mean, we lived it, but tell us all about it, because it was amazing.
Yes. Well, if we could like go back in time to the week before, to the Full Woods Festival, the Luminaires, as Adam likes to call it, but the Festival of Lights, that exceeded my expectations. Whenever Jessica and I actually kind of talked about that event, just kind of brainstorming, and I decided to run with it. I can remember just thinking, if 100 people come out, I would just be tickled pink. That morning of the event, I actually called Fred Ferguson and was like, hey, you want to sell an extra couple of chicken wings, come out tonight. I think there might be some people that'll come out. I believe we kind of lost count after 1,200 people. I never would have imagined that the community would have came out to have excitement over our lights. And so I'm kind of still a little baffled and lost for words. And if you know me, I never have trouble talking or finding the words to say. But I just want to thank ESG, especially, and this elf normally doesn't like his name to be mentioned, but Michael Mitchum. His guys worked around the clock to make my dreams and this
speak of
vision.
The devil, look who just walked in. Michael, will you come join Hillary at the podium, please?
Oh boy.
Good timing.
But no, and as you know, some of our lights did get damaged, and I think that's probably been the one time Michael's ever been scared to talk to me. But his guys, they just worked around the clock, and I cannot thank the community enough. I cannot thank you all that were able to come and be present for that. I think I can confidently say we've started a new tradition for our community that is so desperately needed. Not only to give our community something to do, but to give the hope to some people that I think needs it. And that kind of fast forwards into why Hometown Holidays was created 20-something plus years ago. Hometown Holidays was created to bring the magic and joy to our community so that every single person, no matter what your background is, no matter what walk of life you have, you're welcome to our downtown community to experience Christmas. And I might get a little emotional talking about that, but I think we exceeded and we delivered that for our community this weekend. I had a team of people behind me, whether that was ESG, tourism, my people here in City Hall. They truly showed up and supported me. And I mean, I think it showed this weekend what happens when you love your community and you have a team that wants the best for us. Some highlights this weekend. While I've seen some of the comments on Facebook that they felt like attendance was low, that is far from the truth. Our goal this year was to spread the event out, to utilize space that we had, to make it easier on our first responders to be able to get to something if it were to happen. We estimate probably about 12,000 people that came into our downtown community, and we're able to track that through our Burgess Amusements, who does our rides. They keep track of the people that go and interact at the big attractions. This year we actually started off with probably about $3,000 in the Tifton Tomorrow account. And through our sponsorships and being extremely frugal with our money and bringing in bigger and better things at a cheaper rate, we're actually able to roll over about $20,000 to help ensure that we're able to continue to deliver for next year's event. Our ice skating rink was a huge success. I was disappointed, Josh, you weren't out there skating. Like
I'll let the kids.
next
You
year,
wanna see me
next
on
year. Michael, I really want to see. Can we do it next year?
Not a chance. I'm not even going to tell you a lie.
But it was just a beautiful night. It was a beautiful week in our community. And I just want to say thank you to you all. Thank you to the city for increasing your support. This was the first year in a long time that the Main Street program oversaw the planning and kind of headed it up. And there were some areas where we fumbled the ball, I'm not going to lie, but those areas were out of our control. But I appreciate being given the opportunity to do this for our community. I want to say thank you to these guys and this elf, this little elf right here.
Grinch.
No,
Who's probably fed up,
job.
tired of me, but I just want to say thank you to you guys and thank you to the community. I hope everybody had a wonderful night. This elf is tired.
I'm sure you are. I'm
but
sure.
thank you. And if y'all have any questions, I'd love to answer them, but
Any questions?
I think we got
No,
some.
I mean, I think it was wonderful. I don't know of any fumbles or hiccups. It was perfect in
Well,
my,
thank
Yeah.
you.
in my opinion. Job well done.
Well, what was really fun about Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, the lighting in Fullwood
Mm-hmm.
Park, is I saw so many people that were home for the holiday, for the Thanksgiving holiday, that had no idea. They were just kind of home and looking for something to do, and then realized what that was going on and came out. So it was good to see a lot of hometown people that were coming in from other places, much bigger cities. Our city doesn't do stuff like
Right.
this, so that was really cool. And then Saturday night after the tree lighting, I met a very nice couple from Canada. They were traveling through and saw this was happening and wanted to come and spend, so came and just were amazed and having a great time. So met a lot of people from out of town, and it was really very special. So you deserve you and Michael Mitchum both, and your team, all the ESG team, and all of the Hometown Holidays team deserve a huge pat on the back, and we are very thankful for both of you and the work that you do.
I
So,
appreciate
A round of applause, I think.
there you go. Listen, you deserve it.
it. I'm sorry.
Good idea. All right.
When I call Michael next week asking for a favor, he's probably going to tell me no now. But it's okay.
Nah.
Thanks, y'all.
But thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. All right, moving on with our agenda. I'm going to call on Adam Cobb to come up to the podium. Adam, you've got two items on the agenda, the recommendation for the bid award for the water main improvements and then the 2024 LMIG and LRA LMIG resurfacing. So I'll let you just kind of run through those
I know
real
it's
quick.
not my place, but I just want to break the agenda real quick
Yeah.
to show y'all the award that City of Tifton, Tift County Water System won. I know it was talked about, but I want to show y'all and kind of talk a little bit about it. The Georgia Association of Water Professionals awarded the City of Tifton, Tift County Water System the Consumer Confidence Report for large groundwater systems. So basically, in short, we have some of the best water in Georgia.
There you go.
So you don't get that by just having subpar water. So I just wanted
That's
to put
right.
that out there too. And then also going into the LMIG, just note that I'm making plans for the 25 LMIG coming up that we'll be submitting for. Keep that in mind. I've got a list together. I'm going to get some estimates together, and then I'm going to be coming to you guys. If y'all know of anything specific that y'all want on that list, get with me. We've got a couple weeks, but get with me, and we'll get that down. So moving into the 24 LMIG, we'll start with the water. So as you all know, the way we like to do this is we like to go in and check and correct infrastructure issues before we pave, so that we don't have to go back and dig up the street. As you know, that's our goal. So we have bid out that project, and RPI Underground is the apparent low bidder at $500,762.50. And we recommend going with them. There were 4 bidders on that project that bid out on November 5th. So we recommend going with them, and we just ask for your support in that one. And you want me to just move on into the
And, yeah, do y'all have
street
any
paving unless
questions
y'all have
on
any
that
specific
bid on the
questions?
water? You good
No,
with that?
I looked it over.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, you can go ahead.
And then under the paving contract of the LMIG project, now remember this covers the original LMIG, but we also had some supplemental money that came in after the fact that we added to this. So it's a very large project. So we're recommending going with Reeves Construction Company for the base bid of $4,747,091.40. And there were 4 on the waterline project and 3 bidders on the paving project. And so if y'all have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Miles of
Yeah.
street. So this is
Excellent.
LMIG 23 was 5.6 miles. So this is 15 miles on LMIG 24. So that's why it's
Seems so
significantly
much
higher
higher.
than LMIG
Okay.
23.
And we are very grateful for that additional
Yeah.
LMIG money that we
Yes.
didn't have to match. That was a very generous gift from our
Yes, it
governor
was.
and legislature and DOT, so we're very thankful for that. So,
Actually, with the increased mileage, the cost per mile is less than LMIG
Right.
23. So we did get that advantage. So
yeah, okay. All right, any questions, gentlemen, on the LMIG?
And there's a lot of streets on there, so, take your time, look it over. It's way bigger than the original list that we talked about, because we added a lot of things. So look it over and familiarize yourself, because you're gonna be getting phone calls.
Oh, yeah,
Just know, you'll be getting phone calls. Hey, is my street on there? Whatever. I can piece something together that's a little smaller, a little more condensed than the paperwork that you
Okay.
have in front of you, if you would like me to, and kind of shoot that out to
I
everyone.
think that would be helpful, because this
So
is a
that you'll just
lot.
kind of know in your
Yeah.
mind what's coming up.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Maybe just a list of the actual streets and what
Yeah.
portions of the streets. So
Yeah.
if someone
I'll
calls you
do,
and go, "All right,
where
this,
where
this,
you'll
this."
see it is there'll be street name and then it'll be from and to.
Yeah.
So just to make it simple, and I'll try to also break it out so it's in your district too, so to make it
That'd be
easy for you.
great.
yeah, I think there's a list of 46 streets on
Yeah,
there. So.
okay, good. Oh, gosh, I was fixing to ask you something. I just left my mind. If I think of it, I know where to find you.
I'm around.
Okay.
I'm not too far. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Adam. That's all good news. We appreciate that. And thank you for bringing the water award in for us so that we could see that. So thank you for that. All right, our next items relate to resolutions. So I'm going to call on Chad Mallow to come and talk to us about accepting the funding agreement from the Hazardous Waste Trust Fund. We're always happy to accept money, so you have a starring role tonight, Chad.
So with the landfill, the O phase, the online sale, it's in a hazarded site inventory with the state, and they like to reimburse some of our money back that we have to test the water and make sure everything's good and dandy. And I think that's basically what the reimbursements is for. So we always like to get money back. And
All right, and that's $98,810,
Yeah, I didn't have
right?
the
Yeah,
paperwork.
that's-
Yeah, we test the groundwater, surface water twice a year at the
Right.
landfill. We have 50 wells out there just monitoring the situation. And this reimbursement is for $98,810, and that covers 7.5 years of us paying for it. We pay about $14,000 a year for that monitoring, and this is just, the EPD is reimbursing us for those 7.5 years.
perfect.
And I don't know why we have to vote on receiving money, but
We will. If that's what we have to do, that's what
but
we
we won't turn it down.
That's right. Okay, great. Is everything else going okay out there, Chad?
everything's fine.
Good,
Everything's
okay.
going sky high.
There you go. Thank you very much. All right, the next person on our agenda is Jessica, our city clerk, Jessica White, to talk about the resolution to continue as the city of civility. So Jessica?
Yeah, so ours will expire coming up in March or something
Okay.
like that. And GMA, you have to do this before their upcoming conference and everything. So if y'all would like to continue to have that designation, we have City of Ethics, City of Civility. So this is just the time for the expiring of that designation, if y'all would like to
Okay.
continue on.
Okay, perfect. Any questions that anyone has about that resolution? Okay. And a lot of times when we are applying for various funding or grants or opportunities, having these resolutions does benefit the city. So, so it's important, I think, that we consider that. All right, the next item on the agenda, I'm going to call on our city attorney, Rob Wilmot. Rob, you're going to talk about the resolution providing for amendments to the probation services agreement.
Yeah, Mayor and Constable, basically, we contract with professional court services, provide probation services to our misdemeanor offenders in municipal court. They've requested that their probation fee go up from $40 to $50 a month, and also include a $180, I think it's a life skills class that they produce. Anyway, we don't pay any money. You know, they do their job, they get their fees, but we contract with them. So they're just asking really for a $10 a month increase in their supervision fees and a $180 life skills class.
Okay. All right, and all of that information is in your packet. Any questions relating to that amendment to that contract with professional court services? Good, okay. All right, Rob, you want to talk about the resolution authorizing the implementation of a strategic property acquisition project?
Yes, I will. I think, we've been going through numerous reiterations of the resolution and the contract. The resolution basically is providing for the city to enter into an interlocal agreement with the Urban Redevelopment Agency and the Downtown Development Authority in order to acquire approximately 10 acres, which is known as Chilton Park property. Initially, it is contemplated that the Urban Redevelopment Agency will be the contracting party to initially purchase the property. The funding is basically where the city of Tifton is going to pay $500,000, which is in our SPLOST 7 funds, SPLOST 6. And then we are going to loan the URA an additional $500,000, which will be repaid to the city through the collection of their SPLOST 7 funds. The Downtown Development Authority will also be contributing $500,000 towards the purchase price. The total purchase price is $3 million. So naturally, the idea is that we're going to acquire a loan for $2.3 million, which will be, the URA will be the borrower. Of course, then the city of Tifton will be guaranteeing, the repayment of that money. So hopefully, that'll leave you with $800,000 with operating, expenses from that loan. We're still working on the loan documents as far as how much, we're going to borrow 2.3. Not quite sure yet. I think Larry's been trying to shop it around a little bit, and we're trying to get that formalized. It's also contemplated that after the purchase of the property, we are going to form a special purpose entity. Is that what we call that? Yeah. SBE.
SBE, yeah.
The idea is that we will form an entity which will then be, it'll be an LLC, and the members of that LLC will be the city, the URA, and the DDA, which basically then gives everybody, an interest, in the property. Because of time constraints, that just could not be done, but the IGA certainly contemplates that that's what we will do once we've got the property purchased. There's still a few I's to dot and T's to cross as far as the IGA. We're almost there. I think the main thing we're waiting on is trying to figure out, where we are, who we're going to borrow from, and what that interest rate is going to be. The URA also has a resolution for them to adopt. The DDA has a resolution for them to adopt. And I think we're going to have all this put together, for them to consider. We contemplate, hopefully, that we will enter into this resolution next Monday. By that time, we should have all the documents formalized, the IGA formalized. Well, that's everything in a nutshell. It's been, the group up in Atlanta has done an excellent job. I say we've gone through about 4 or 5 reiterations of this, and I've about gone blind, looking over them. But, they've done a great job, and, I think it's going to be a good project.
Excellent, okay. Any questions, gentlemen? I know this is something we've been working on for a little while, so that is very exciting that it's coming together and
I
look
might
forward to the
add,
future.
Mayor, I think Brother Fleming is the one that I've asked to go ahead and prepare the closing documents to the title search.
Okay,
Looks like we're looking at December 30th, so it's right going to be on the edge of that December 31.
just in the nick of time, okay.
But Brother says he's going to be able to have everything done for us.
Excellent. Okay, wonderful. All right, any questions? Y'all good with everything? Okay. All right, thank you for that update, Rob. Next, I'm going to call on our HR Director, Jocelyn Polk, and Larry Lawrence, our Interim Manager, to talk about the resolution authorizing our participation in GERMA's First Responder PTSD program.
Yeah, this is coming out of House Bill 451, where the legislature said we had to provide first responders insurance, I guess that's what you call it.
Yes, we have to provide them with a benefit if they are diagnosed with PTSD, and it's basically a safety net if they are. It gives them 2 once-in-a-lifetime benefits and a lump sum to cover anything that might come up.
Perfect. Perfect.
We did elect the minimum requirements that come with that House bill.
Okay.
So.
Just to give you all a little bit of background and providing this through GERMA, the initial thought was that this would be PTSD benefits would be provided through workers' comp, which was not really the right. We want to be able to provide those benefits, but workers' comp is incredibly expensive, and it's a whole level of other things that are involved. Providing it through a risk management group, insurance, if you will, is such a better option for those who need that help for PTSD. So this is a much better fit, and I think it not only is it much more cost effective, the services that can be provided because it's insurance, not workers' comp, are it's a much better process for the recipient of that if they need that, and we certainly want to provide that. So anyway, that's good. I think it's a good thing. Does anyone have any questions of Jocelyn or of Larry in participating in this program? All right. All right, thank you very much. I think it's a good thing. Oh, yeah, you've got the next one, too. Thank you. Yes, you want to talk about the 295 pages that you sent us in our packet about the defined contribution plan and the deferred compensation plan.
Yes, it's pretty lengthy, but all good information. We wanted to offer another retirement option that could be more appealing to the newer generation and those coming in. We currently have a mandatory 3% retirement to our DB plan. With this new plan as a DB and a DC, and it offers, it gives them an option to help set up their future. Gives you an option to contribute more, and we would match on a 50% dollar.
Okay. And does that then carry into adjust to the ordinance on the plan?
Yes.
Oh, so that's okay. So those two are tied together.
Yes.
So, okay. Does that make sense, gentlemen? I know we've talked about this for a long time.
And it changes our vesting from 10 to 5 on both plans.
Okay. And hopefully this will allow us to retain talent and to attract talent with some options to on how they're how they work through that. So
absolutely.
So if there are no questions, then we will.
There's one other on the.
Yes.
That's adding a defined contribution plan, but there were 2 changes on the defined benefit plan. That was changing the vesting period from 10 years to 5 years.
Right.
And adding an in-service distribution where you could retire and still keep working.
Keep working.
For a few
Okay.
more years.
And I
So
know
there was 2 changes on that.
That's important. Yeah.
So that's just to retain some good employees, and so that's why those 2 changes were made.
Perfect.
Just
Okay.
a good idea all the way around.
It is. It is. And all right. Any questions, gentlemen? Y'all good with that? Okay. All right. I think that's it. Thank you, Jocelyn, and thank you, Larry. All right. Moving right along. Our next item is our city manager report. So, Larry, I know you sent us a long report on Friday. You've been busy.
Well, I'll try not to go over the whole thing, but yeah, it's just to go over a few of the projects that we got. We got numerous projects going on. The Fullwood Playground number 2 is underway. It's like half under construction now. You can see it sticking out there in the park. So it's going to be I was looking at it today. Some of those slides are pretty steep, so might have something at the bottom to catch them. But anyway, it should be completed here shortly, so we're real excited about that. The full wood bathrooms, we pretty much finished one, and we're starting on the other one, so that'll be a good thing for the park. The park stage, we had a pre-bid meeting last week, and this Thursday, we should be getting bids in for the new stage for Fullwood Park. So another thing we're excited about. And the fire department's excited about a new safety burn station that they're going to be installing this month. It's being assembled in Texas and then shipped in stages here. So they've been clearing out a space to install it. So hopefully we will be receiving those sections and then assembling it. So they're real excited about that. That's something that even surrounding areas can use. And
Sure.
so we look forward to that. The Hare Park playground, we received another $10,000 from Georgia Power. So they've donated $20,000 total for that, and Coca-Cola is supposed to be sending another $10,000. So once we get that, we'll order some playground equipment and get that going
wonderful.
and get with the county and get that in there. Let's see, we on the 18th Street bridges, there's 5 bridges over there that need to be replaced, and we've been working on getting the easements on it. And I think there was one last one, I think, that we needed.
I think there was 9, we've got 8, one kind of slipped by us, so I got the information from Loretta. She's going to try to get that done, and they're going to be recorded here shortly.
So hopefully when we get that, we can proceed with those, replacement of those bridges. And the tax commissioner to give us the rollback, and it looks like it's going to be 3 mills that we're going to have rollbacks, and that'll be advertised in the paper this week, and then we'll vote on it next week to approve the 3 mill rollback. So that'll give us the same property taxes that we received last year. So
Sure.
some property owners will go up a little bit, others will go down, but it'll average out for us.
Right.
So we won't get any increase on that. And we've got a Christmas movie coming up next Friday, the 20th at 7 p.m., Journey to Bethlehem. So that'll be free to the public for them to enjoy on December 20th.
Will that be at the TIFF Theater?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the TIFF Theater, yeah. And we've hired a new marketing director, and she's supposed to be starting January 6th. And last thing, we have our Christmas luncheon this Friday at 11:30 at the Senior Center. So we're looking forward to that.
Sounds good. Lots going on in the city of Tifton. Thank you for that. Any comments or questions, gentlemen, of Larry's report? Anything you need him to elaborate on? All right, we'll go through mayor and council comments, and then we will need to go into executive session for personnel reasons. And any other reasons, Rob? Just personnel at this point? Okay. Anybody want to go first? You still with us, MJ? Yeah. Okay. MJ, you want to go first?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. Josh?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Everybody good?
I'll just say that you know, it's the last couple of weeks been a lot of good stuff going on in Tifton. A lot of people, you know, obviously from the tree lighting to Saturday night to last week at the theater with John Berry here. I mean, the streets were packed with people. It's just it's good to see. It's good to see people, you know, in town, and anytime you can do something like that. I mean, obviously local people come, but there's a lot of visitors as well. So I had just Saturday night. I guess it was the guy that was running the main stage, the sound and all that kind of stuff. I was talking with him, and he's from a neighboring county, and he just said, "Man, this is really cool that you know that you'll do this." And he's like, you know, obviously he travels around a lot, and he's like, "This you just don't see this in other towns your size." So everyone that had a part in it is to be commended. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, well, that concludes our meeting, so I will need a motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons, please.
Make a motion.
Okay, is there a second? So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you, MJ.